So in this video, we're going to go into the depths of the differences between playing with a strong grip, making that work for your golf swing, or playing with a weaker grip and making that work for your golf swing. Because you're quite right, you can make a strong or a weak grip work for you, but you have to know exactly what it does to your golf swing, because if you change your grip, you change your golf swing. So this is going to be a great one for the golfing knowledge that every golfer should know how to make them work for your golf swing too. So I'm Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So let's start talking about weak left hand grips. So this is all about left hand grips, this video. So weak left hand grips, be in good company. Jon Rahm, Collin Morikawa do this also. So number 1 and number 2 in the world as of me filming this video. So what is weak left hand grip? It's where when we're gripping it and we're seeing 1 to 1.5 knuckles on that lead hand there. So a lot of you who go into a lesson with this will be told to change it straight away, even if you matched it up correctly, which we're going to talk about, because you'll see a lot of golf instructors will see this and they'll be thinking, nope, that's changing straight away. Doesn't have to at all. You just have to match it up properly. So first thing we need to know when we're gripping a club with our left hand in a certain way, how much forearm rotation can you get with that left forearm? So me with a weak grip here, I'm going to rotate and roll my forearm as much as I can. So this is called supinating my lead forearm. So that's pretty much my tattoo here, rolling to where it's pointing more up to the sky. We're going to see how much I can roll that before I can't anymore, max out my range of motion. So you can see that club face, as a reaction, barely has any movement at all. So we know there that a weaker golf grip is not really that great to square up through forearm rotation. With our right hand would have to have a lot of work to do that. So that means we need to know that we need to square it in another way in the golf swing. Be a more optimal way to square it as well. So how do we do that? Bowing the left wrist. You have to bow the left wrist if you have a weaker golf grip. So that's where we will see Jon Rahm, Collin Morikawa. Where are they at the top? Bowed. So we need to have that left wrist flexed to be able to make this work, to keep that club face square. Otherwise it is going to be massively open. If we have a flat left wrist and if we have a cupped left wrist, we're not going to play good golf from there one bit. We'll probably cast it to square it. So with players with this weaker left hand grip, we would normally see them bow it quite early in the golf swing. We might even see them set up in a way with a little bow in the left wrist, kind of like a Bryson DeChambeau, for example. Again, a weaker grip player. Now, with that little bit of a bow at setup, that normally means you have to push the hands a little bit more forward. But if I've got that preset of a bow here, then I just need to maintain it throughout my backswing. And then boom, I'm there already. So this is where, as well, if we're having this bow in that left wrist, maybe it's from setup, maybe we're starting to bow it in the takeaway with that glove logo pointing more down, we're going to notice our takeaway is going to look different. Because your takeaway, your first movement off the golf ball, how that should look is determined on how your golf grip is. That's why we say, if you change your grip, you change your golf swing. Don't just go and change your grip because of the effect it will have on your club face just on the basic level. You've got to know how it's going to create all these other movements to happen. So definitely, when you've got to grip a certain way, make it work for you, roll with it. So we're going to notice when we bow that left wrist, how much that changes the takeaway. It doesn't look standard at all, does it? Because if we have a 1 knuckle left hand grip, that's going to cause the club face, if we bow the left wrist in the takeaway, to go massively on the inside. Bowing will do that to the left wrist, onto the club face there. So, but you can see, where's the club face? It's matching the spine angle. That's more what matters here. We care about, is this club face square? We don't care about all that much on where the club face is. We just want it to be square. Now, is it being square in an optimal way for our grip type? So if you have that bow in that left wrist starting your takeaway, you're going to notice the club head's going to go on the inside of your hand, but it's going to be matching your spine angle, which is square to the swing arc. And then we maintain that going up. So you can see, crazy bow I've got here. And then the good thing is, it'll most likely still maintain itself in the downswing. But if not, we would still need to, if it's not maintained on its own, we'll need to be able to keep that bowed in the downswing to maintain that square face. We would then have kind of more of this passive style of release. Encourages good rotation as well. So this is a good reason why a lot of golfers do this movement and have that weaker left-hand grip, because it encourages the good things to happen. The rotation, the passive release, Like we said, you can't have too much forearm rotation, so you'll be very unlikely to have a flip through the golf ball. That's why weaker grips aren't as bad as they're being led to believe. You'll see so many YouTube videos where they just say you can never grip it with a weak grip, and that's totally rubbish. Of course you can. You just got to match it up correctly. Yes, you don't want a weak grip and have a standard takeaway, because that will roll the club face open. Have a flat left wrist, no, that'll make the club face open. Horrendous. So keep that left wrist bowed. There's going to be videos all at the end of this, because this is a knowledge-based video where we'll be talking about how to do this as well. I've got plenty of bowed left wrist videos on the channel, so I could be thinking of anything. Glove logo pointing down towards the ground in the backswing, and still pointing down towards the ground in the downswing. That'll create the bow. So let's talk about strong grip. So while we're going from weak to strong, because there's so many videos out there already about a standard grip, let's talk about strong, how to make it work. So let's do the same thing. So what do we need to do for a strong grip? Anywhere from 3 to 4 knuckles. So 3+ knuckles on that lead hand. So again, what do we need to know? How much does that affect our forearm rotation? So same thing, I've got to supinate this forearm where the tattoo rolls and points up towards the sky. Look at the club face. How much can I rotate that club face now? A lot. So compared to the weak, which we know is 1 to 1.5, that's as much as I can rotate it. Now with the strong, it's a crazy difference, isn't it? So that means we've got a lot of ability to be able to have a stronger club face in the golf swing. We might be more predisposed to having a lot of forearm rotation going through the golf ball as well, which is why it's so easy for players to hook the golf ball with a stronger grip, even if they're square throughout their swing, because that forearm has a lot of potential to do this from how you are holding onto it with your lead hand. So, okay, we know that. So, how are we going to make this work then? So with players with stronger golf grips, we see them all with more cupped left wrists, so the opposite to bowing. So more cupped, having this angle here of your left wrist. Because if you have it too flat, that club face is way too shut, and if you have it bowed, that club face is horrendously shut. So I know a lot of you out there have strong golf grips because you're from that era of instruction where everyone was teaching strong grips because it prevented a slice. Yes, it might do, but you could have bigger issues other than that. So do not bow the left wrist doing this. I have so many people message me either on Instagram, here on YouTube, or even just lessons, who will be coming to me and they'll be going, I'm bowing the left wrist, I'm absolutely snap hooking it though. And then you look at their grip and they're 4-knuckling it. Don't do that. I say in those videos, don't have a strong grip when you're bowing it. Don't do it. So we can't have that. We have to have it cupped. So just like with the weak grip, we can set up in a way to have that golf club cupped, or the club face cupped. And that would be having the hands more level with the golf ball. You can see that presets a nice little cup there. So then I can just maintain it throughout the swing, and that takes the heat off the club face. You can see nice and square there. So if I have it preset with a cup, maintain it all the way back, there we go. So again, how can this affect my takeaway? It's interesting, because we see a lot of players with strong grips have the stereotypical type of bad takeaway, the rolling takeaway. So the forearm pronation takeaway, this movement. Why that is? It's because how the hand is on the golf club. It facilitates this more rolling movement as a natural move. But again, that club might whip on the inside here, but is that club face open like it normally would be doing this movement? No, it's not. It's square. So that's a very common thing I'll see with stronger golf grip players. They might not be going on the inside like they do with a weak grip, which is through bowing and flexing the left wrist, but we'll still see them have that club go on the inside a little bit. That's all because of how their left hand is on the golf club, how it influences the forearm to roll and rotate. So we'll see them there and they'll be going, oh, I've watched videos where I see I can't roll my left forearm in the takeaway. I can't pronate it. So they'll go and try and fix that. And they'll have a more neutral takeaway, club head matching the hands. But then you'll know if I'm doing that with a strong grip, look how closed that club face is. It's way too closed. So then that's going to make it ridiculously difficult for me to be able to have a square club face in there. I'll be doing everything other than hitting it where I want to. I'll be hitting it left all the time. I might come out my posture to re-square it. Horrible time. So when you see videos about perfect takeaways, I've got some of them on my channel. It's about standard golf grips, standard grips. There are perfect takeaways for other grip types, but when you see one with the club head matching the hands in this textbook position, that is all about standard 2.5 knuckle golf grips. Like we said, this isn't a video about that. There's loads of them out there. So you're fine to roll the forearms a little bit. You'll naturally do this with a strong grip. And then really making sure we're having that cup in that left wrist. So it's almost like now you have the glove logo pointing in front rather than pointing up to the sky and down. You want that glove logo pointing away from you in the backswing and then continuing to point away from you in the downswing. You need to maintain that cup with a strong grip. You need to do that. So if we hit a shot there, maintaining that cup all the way through, the club face is going to be square with that stronger golf grip. So there you go, that's how you can make both of those grips work. More about wrist angle and how it promotes forearm movement more than anything else. Now, I do prefer a slightly weaker grip with most golfers. I'll prefer, to be honest, standard grip for most, but I think for most of you out there, you won't be able to make the strong grip work as well as you think you will do. Because a stronger golf grip, yes, like we said, will help prevent a slice shot. You'll have to then, like we said, have a little cup in the left wrist, which is fine for a strong grip, but it will still have the bad implications of steepening the shaft. You'll have to work harder to shallow it, and then you still need to match it up with an incredible amount of rotation. Where with a weaker grip, we have to bow it. Bowing, as we know, is a shallowing move. So you're going to shallow the golf club, but the golf club is going to be square at the same time, and then that's going to be easier for you to turn through. But that's just on a looking at it as like a template. All golfers move differently. All golfers can make things work that you might think they might not be able to. So that's where, if you've got a strong grip, optimize it, see how you do. If you've been practicing with it for months and you still can't get it and you're still occasionally hitting it left, maybe it might be a time to change the grip after that. But you can certainly make it work. Weak grips, I find, are just far easier to make work and be a little bit more consistent with. So absolutely no drills or anything to do from this video, just knowledge based. And if you ever want a proper look at your golf swing, you can go and look down in the description. There'll be online lessons with me on SKILLEST, and we can go and work on your golf swing one-to-one from there. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So these are the differences between a weak and a strong grip. And now you know.